What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Neon Dream Games. This week, I'm going to dive into some of the statistics and how much my game Martian Mayhem made since I released it a couple weeks ago. All right, so as I said, I'm going to kind of do a little post-launch update on my game Martian Mayhem, sort of talk about anything feedback or anything I've had, and I'm going to kind of pull up some of the post-game launch stats. As I said, we're going to talk about how many people have played the game, how much money it's made, which I know everybody's always interested in. How much money did your game make? But before we do that, I'd just like to say, thank you to everybody who did play it, who's been supporting me on this channel. A lot of you have been leaving comments and telling me your story, and I love hearing your stories and what's going on in your game development journey. It's always encouraging to hear what others are doing and encourages me to keep going on as well. So I don't think this is going to be a very long video. We're getting to the end of the year here. I'm not sure how many people are going to be checking out game dev videos for the end of the year, so I figured I'd just make a couple of more lighthearted videos here. And so I guess without further ado, let's talk about Martian Mayhem. So I launched this game as I was just checking out my stats on my computer here. Looks like I launched it as of the recording 18 days ago, and it's been an interesting thing to launch something out there. I knew from the beginning that, of course, I did sort of a surprise launch. You guys have, if you've been following my story, you know I abandoned my lane defense game, Fruits versus Veggies. It was just becoming not very fun. Both not fun to make, not fun to play, all that. You can go check out the previous devlogs. We don't need to hang on that for very long, and you can see the reasons why. But I wanted to still release something because that was my goal, was to release something. My goal was to release something on Steam as a commercial game by the end of the year. That didn't happen, and instead I released Martian Mayhem, which, as you guys know if you watch my videos, was a game that I made early on, which was a tutorial game. So the assets, everything, it was all part of a tutorial. There could be a bunch of other people out there who have nearly the same looking game, which I did get some comments on. In fact, I got a lengthy comment on it, but the commenter, I think, deleted their comment. It wasn't a mean comment, but I think it's funny how people, they like to talk about, oh, your game, like it looks like a bunch of asset flipped, quick game kind of thing. Like there's nothing special about it. And it's like, so what? I made a game. Did you make a game? Again, I'm not trying to come down on anybody, but that's the whole point of it. I just wanted to release something. I wanted to say I made a game, and I did, and I released it, and it felt good to release something, even though I know it's not gonna do much in the world of video games. But well, let's just talk about it. I'm gonna pull up the stats here, get the analytics going, and right off the bat, the question that many of you have come here for is, how much money did I make on my game? Well, I released it on itch.io, and I released it for free. So already you can kind of probably guess where this is headed, but it is possible to give a donation. And well, here we go. Let's pull it up right there. I made $0 on it so far, and that's fine. I expected that. It is possible to send a donation there, and if anybody ever does that, I am eternally grateful for your generosity. But as I said when I released it, you do not need to pay me anything for it. It's a free game because it's just not, it's just something I wanted to release, which is also why I think it's funny that people complain. It's a free game. I mean, play it. If you don't like it, if it's not your kind of game, that's fine. Just move on then. But let's look at a couple of these things. So we can see that I've had, well, this is 7-day impressions, but 183 impressions, which I assume just kind of means that people came across it. But actually, of those people, 58 viewed it. But this is from the whole time. 58 people viewed it. I've had 3 downloads and 28 browser plays. I think this means 4 people put it in some collection of theirs on itch.io. I actually don't know what CTR means, but I'm guessing 2.19% is not great. But so let's look at that. Views. I launched it, pretty sure on this day, the 3rd. It hasn't been out for 18 days then. I got that number from somewhere down below, but that might have been when I uploaded the game, but not when I launched it. I'm not sure, but here's what we got. So 29 views on the first day that it was launched. And then coming down here, we can see of those 29 views. So that means people went on the page and viewed it. 13 people played it. So almost half. And then second day, 9 people viewed it. 5 people played it. So again, almost half. You get the next day, you had 3 people view it. 3 people played it. Well, we're at 100% there. But you can kind of see it's getting down, one play a day pretty much. Some days no plays. So it's as expected. First day launched, you get the views, and then it dropped. And I actually had downloads, which surprised me. 3 downloads. And if we go down here, this is all the places where people got referred to. Most of it came from YouTube, which makes sense. That's where I advertised it and linked from. All these other places are mostly itch.io. Some of these, I don't know how people are getting it from there. I'm guessing people have it on other platforms that they shouldn't. I'll have to look into that later, but I don't really care a ton on this game. And we can see down here 3 people downloaded it for Mac, which I thought was interesting. I don't even know if it works on a Mac. I created a package for it, exported a package for Mac. But what actually fascinates me the most is I made this for HTML. That was a complete afterthought, but it became the main way people play this. So I think that's pretty interesting that you can just play it right in a browser. I just didn't even expect you could do that. Again, I'm a bit out of touch. I don't play browser games, but I went and tried a couple other games on itch.io just out of curiosity. And yeah, it's interesting that the world of gaming is changing in certain ways, but that's kind of interesting that you can play it right there in a browser. So that's the main way people are playing it, is HTML right in the browser on itch.io. So again, I will have the links. I'll have the links to play my game in the description. If you want to check it out and you haven't yet, go check it out there. Again, it's totally free. You don't need to donate. If you do, that's totally up to you, but I'm not asking for it. And I think to donate, you actually have to download or click the download button. It's all free. It's free for Windows and Mac and whatever, but not a big deal there. So that's there's not a whole lot to say other than, yeah, it's been exciting to see that some people have played it. I know it's not a game for everybody. It is a brutally difficult game. I don't know. When I made it, I was just having fun with the level design and stuff. That was sort of the project that the tutorial gave you, is to create your own levels with the tools and things that they gave you. And yeah, that was somehow I started getting into if I'm going to make a level, I'm going to just make it devious. And I'm not a person that likes that typically. And the one comment who deleted their comment, they said I don't like these kind of games that are brutally difficult and whatever. And it's if it's not your game, move on. That's fine. It's just a fun little game. I mean, if you know what you're doing, you can literally finish the game in just a few minutes. It's not always easy to do that because of how hard it is. But in fact, I think I'm going to play my game next week. I think that's going to be next week's video. I'm going to play through my game and have sort of a gameplay video, see if I can beat the game in a few minutes, since I kind of know the level layout and everything. Even though I know it, it's still hard for me to get the timing and everything right. But as for what else is going on, we're here at the end of the year. I didn't want to make any real heavy videos. I don't think I'm going to get a ton of traffic, so that's why I figured, I'm going to do a gameplay video for fun and just kind of do an end of the year chat here on this particular game before we get into any new stuff. Again, I just released a video last week and it talks about scope again. My original scope video is my most popular video as of now, and I thought I had some new thoughts on scope since I released that video, so I thought I'd share it again. And so far, my latest video from last week is also getting a lot of traffic, and I really like it because I feel like I've kind of, through other videos that I've watched and other people talking on the subject, I feel like I've come across a interesting way, and I have to try it and put it into practice because I don't yet know if it's going to work necessarily, but I found a way to get to making your dream game and making money along the way, hopefully. And you'll have to go check that video out to see what that method is. And I'm hoping to put that method into practice in the coming year. So what have I been doing now? Well, that's the thing. I don't have much else to talk about right now because I haven't been doing anything. It's the end of the year. I'm to be honest, since quitting my game, I've barely worked on anything other than putting some tweaks on Martian Mayhem to release that. I've been getting, I guess, in a sense, writer's block. Should I say that? I kind of know what I want to do next, and I just don't exactly know how to implement it. I think I'm going to, the goal is to just start making some prototypes. I really want to start just building my skill on making prototypes. I want to be able to quickly make some prototypes so I can just test out if I think this is fun, if I have the ability to program something that, I'm thinking about. Can I get it from my mind to the screen? That's what I want to work on. Hopefully you'll see that process in the coming weeks here as I continue to do devlogs, but I'm thinking about doing a file structure video. I've not necessarily on my videos, but I've seen it come up on some other game developer videos that people are interested possibly in how to do file structure. And I do like to keep a tidy file structure when I'm making things or just in general on my computer. So I thought maybe I'd share that for people who, I don't know, maybe want to do that. I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm going to make that video yet. If that sounds interesting to you, I guess leave that in the comments that you'd like to see a video like that. But for the end of the year, going to be a little bit more lighthearted here with this video and the next week's video with me playing Martian Mayhem. And we'll get into the new year then. That'll lead into the new year. And I don't know what my first video of the new year is going to be. So we're going to find out together on that one. I got a couple of weeks to see if I mess around with anything. I might just go back to tutorials, to be honest. I got a subscription to Zenva. This is not a sponsor for Zenva, but I've had it since like August and I barely used it, but I am interested. I might just try to go through a couple of their tutorials as quick as I can and just sort of see what I can come up with. If anything sparks any ideas or anything, but just to brush up on some of my skills. I know the best way to grow is often to make your own games, but sometimes I just need to know how to make something. So I might check that out. And if I do, I'll let you know the progress along the way. Maybe you'll see what I'm making. Oftentimes when I do tutorial stuff, I either do it real quick to just intake the knowledge of it. But sometimes if I am making a game, I'll do my own little tweaks, which is sort of how Martian Mayhem came to be. It was a tutorial game, and I kind of tweaked it a little bit while I was making it, tried to improve on things, and now I've improved on them even more since I've had new knowledge since then with the whole coyote jump and everything. Anyways, this video's end up being way longer than I thought it was going to be. I'm just kind of wrapping up the year with it. Thank you again to everybody that's been checking out my stuff, checking out my videos, playing my game. I really appreciate it. Love hearing from you in the comments and hearing what your journey is in game development. That's what this is all about. We're just going through the journey together. I hope I'm able to inspire you all to keep on making games, maybe help you make games better. I mean, we're walking through this journey together. I'm figuring it out right along with you. So that's gonna be it. That's it for this week. Neon will chat with you at the outro, and until next time, keep YouTubing it up.
Thanks for checking out Neon Dream Games channel. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell button so you can stay up to date on all the latest videos we have to offer. Don't forget to leave a comment to suggest what kind of videos you'd like to see more of in the future. See you in the next video.